beloved brothers and sisters. In our dealings with one another, there's a genuine desire to be truly helpful when we can. And yet, it's not always easy to know what is the right thing to say, what is the right thing to do to be helpful. The first thing you might notice is that when another person is in pain or another person is in distress, that there will be a tendency for you to identify with that distress and actually agree with them. Oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. That's too bad. Immediately agreeing that what they think is bad is what you think is bad. And in a certain sense, you join with them in sympathy. However, that's not always helpful. On the other side, it's also not helpful to say, don't you realize that's just an illusion? Don't you see this is just what you're telling yourself? You're believing your own scary thoughts. Because in that way, you're disconnecting from them. And so there is no rule book about what to say to comfort a person, what to say to bring them back on the path, because it presumes you know what path they're on and when they've stepped off it. The deeper you go into this process, the more you realize you don't know anything. You have no idea why things are happening, why this person is going through that particular circumstance. Maybe they need to make that choice yet again, which perhaps you can see will not be beneficial to them. And yet, you don't know what another person needs. It requires a tremendous amount of humility to ask for help in those circumstances. To be truly helpful, you have to release all your ideas of what helpful looks like. And what love looks like. Because if you really surrender to love, some things you say may not appear loving at the time. Perhaps there's a need for honesty, which is painful. So the only way to really be helpful to another person is to surrender and ask for help, to have something come through you that is beyond your belief system, beyond your ideas of right and wrong, beyond your ideas of good and bad, and to be tuned into that and not particularly attached to what happens when you say it. The good news is there's not really a lot that's required. Sometimes if you just are silent and you don't say what you think needs to be said in a group of people, somebody else will say it. And it's good to know that if something needs to be said, it doesn't always have to come through your mouth. And sometimes the very thing you want to say will occur to the other person. And it's so much stronger when they arrive at the truth that you see, rather than you telling them and hoping they accept your perspective. Allow yourself to be open to love in whatever form that takes. And stay grounded in that. There is nothing to say, there is nothing to do. And you are and will be guided in the most perfect way if you surrender to love. And realize that you don't always know, certainly don't know ahead of time, what is the correct response in any situation. The rules that are made up only go so far. For instance, the rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Or don't do unto others what you would not like done unto you, is a wonderful rule of thumb. But it often falls apart in the extremes. If you do unto others what you would like done unto you, that may not be what they would like done unto them. Allow yourself to toss away the rule book again and again and again. Things that seem right today might seem completely wrong tomorrow. Beliefs that you hold today might be released tomorrow. Stay in the moment. Trust a loving breath that connects you to who you really are. And let love play itself out through you without you understanding how that works. It's a great relief. There's nothing you need to do. Let yourself be the witness of God's work through you and enjoy the ride. I love you very much, and I will speak with you again soon.